Welcome to Happy Paper Pusher's first online video class, and today we're going to be doing our copic class, and we're going to be making these adorable little girls. This stamp is from La La Land Stamps, and it's Snowboard Marcy, and we're going to learn a couple new techniques today. Number one is going to be, we're going to use these dots right here, almost like a pointillism with our copic markers. We're also going to be doing some paper piecing. We're going to make these cute little tassels for her hat. And we're also going to be doing some embossing, but with a diffuser. You'll notice here that the image is embossed right here, and in the middle there's no embossing. So we're going to talk about all of those things and make this cute little girl. Now our first step is going to be coloring, and I have pre-stamped in your kit. You should have two identical snowboard girls here, and they have been stamped with Memento ink on Express-It paper. And I always like to use Express-It paper, but especially when I'm coloring people. I think it gives a much better blended look. So I'm just going to begin by coloring her skin, which is where I usually like to start. So the four colors for her skin that we're going to use, we're going to use E000, E00, E21, and R20 to give her cheeks a little rosiness to them. So we're going to start with the E00, and we're going to color her entire face. Now, I usually like to leave the white of her eye uncolored, but go ahead and color everything else, including her lips and her whole face with this color. I'm not going to worry about these little spots between here. I'm going to color over them when we do her hair. So that was with the E000. The next thing I'm going to do is pick up the E00, and I'm going to color starting from the outside and coming in, and I'm going to color, again, I'm going to leave a little bit here that I want to be the lightest, the highlight area. I'm going to leave that uncolored with my E00. And I'm coloring over her lips. The next marker I'm going to use is E21. And this is going to be the darkest skin tone that I'm going to use, so I'm going to use this just around where her hair and her hat are shading her face a little more. So just along the edge, and again, I like to start in one spot, move to the middle, pick it up, and repeat. Give her a little line shadow where her hair is making a shadow on her face. Okay? Now you're going to pick up the E00 again, which is the mid color, and we're going to start at the outside and we're going to come in about the same distance you did the last time when you were coloring with the E00. The last thing we're going to do is we're going to take our E000, and we want to make this final blend. So I don't start at the very end. I sort of start in the middle of those two colors that were there and just come in and shade. And again, if you can try to avoid the whites of her eyes, I think it gives her a nice look. You can always come in with a colorless blender and whiten them out later. So now we have her face pretty much colored, except for her lips and some rosiness in her cheeks. And at this point, it's still going to be a little wet. You'll feel that it's cool underneath there. And as it dries, it'll lighten up a little bit. So now I'm going to put a little rose in her cheeks, and I'm going to use R20 for that. And I'm going to just start right here and bring it in from the outside. This should sort of blend, although I notice on this side, it did not blend as well as on the other side. So I am actually going to take my E000 and I'm going to just go over that line right there. Try to blend that in a little bit more. So that should give her a little bit of rose in her cheeks. The last thing we want to do is color her lips. And you can either use an R20, or if you want them to be pinker, you could use R22. But I think I'm going to go with R20 to start with, and if I want to darken them up later, I always can. And I just color those in. Alright? So now you should have her face colored. The next thing we're going to color will be her hair. And I've done both of these cards a little differently. This one I did a blonde girl, and this one I did what I usually do, which is a brown-haired girl. And you can choose your favorite. I think I'm going to color her hair brown, like this, on both of the cards that I'm going to do now. If you want a little gold to it, you could also use a Y15 and add a little yellow to it, instead of the darkest E37. So I'm just going to pick the girl that I did again, and I'm going to start first with a E31, and I'm going to color this entire area here, and even the part where it goes between her hair. I think it'll just blend right in, and that line is too small for my old eyes. And we'll color her pigtails or braids as well. Next, you'll want to pick up the E33, and we're going to color it darker where the shadows are. So up here and down, maybe even towards the bottom of her hair as well. So these little bitty areas, I would go ahead and almost fill them in. Same with on her braids. I'll just follow the lines, and I'm really just leaving just a little bit in the middle, the lightest brown. If you want her to have lighter hair, then put a little less brown in it. If you wanted to do yellow, you could also just put a little yellow all over at this point. But again, I'm going to do this one with the E37 and make her a little bit darker of brown hair. And I'm going to just follow these lines where we have these shadows of her hair being braided on top of each other. And then again, just right along the shadow line here. Now you pick up the E33 again, which is your mid color, and you're going to start blending, and I'll just start in the dark area and pull to the light. And again, depending on how light you want her hair to be, determines how much you want to put in of this color and how much you want to put in of the lighter color. And the last step will be to pick the E31 up again, and we're going to fill in. Since this is such a small area, we're really going to be just filling in her hair. So that finishes up the little girl. Now all we have left are her clothes. And we will do her clothes two different ways. We'll do them one way by paper piecing, which I'll show you at the end, and we'll also do one way by coloring the entire girl. And I will go ahead and begin showing you that.